Ba-boom, brothers and sisters, we are finally back. Sorry. I didn't mean to wake up, man, brothers and sisters. Wake up! It's time to wake up. It's a while I haven't done this, brothers and sisters. But it's time to wake up the masses, brothers and sisters. And of course, guys, welcome to this here Brbptv. I'm your boy, Mr. Licks. And of course, that is the vibration that we also pray, guys. I dropped a previous reaction on the Mr. Licks reaction, guys. So you can definitely tune into that, as well as tune into the latest Mr. Licks vlogs. Of course, the links of these two links will be in the first comment in the comment box below. So with that said, guys, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate that right there. Click the thumbs up button. So of course, pushing the videos further and further with that stated right there. And then now, guys, with that said, let us get into the vibrations for today right there. Now, I saw this very important quote. I'm not really sure who stated it, but I guess this individual, the Trinidadian Prime Minister, might have said it right there. Compulsive liars shouldn't or should not frighten you, brothers and sisters. You shouldn't be frightened by people you know who are accustomed of lying. All right? They can do you no harm, or they can do harm to no one. You know why? Because you know that they are lying. Therefore, if they say something out there, brothers and sisters, you should not believe them, thus knowing because they are liars. Okay? That's one of the things when it comes down to politics, brothers and sisters. You listen to the person you know says it as it is, versus the person that wants to make it nice and dandy, dangling the rose in front of you, not telling you that it has sprinkles on it. Dangling the rose in front of you, not telling you that the rose has sprinkles. It looks shiny. Oh, wonderful. Look. Brothers and sisters, you listen to the person who tells it like it is, versus the person that makes comfortable lies. When the person makes comforted lies, brothers and sisters, you want to feel comforted by it. And some of you guys fall for it, which is insane. Because you know, based on track records, that individuals tend to do what? Lie. You don't know if Satan that influence what they like to lie. For no reason. They have no ammunition to the head, not even a bow and arrow. They don't have no taser, nothing, but they just lying. For you, brothers and sisters, be careful of such individuals, because they can do you no harm if no one listens to them. All right? But the problem here is compulsive believers. People who believe that nothing is going wrong, everything is supposed to be, oh, he's working for us and this kind of things there. They believe it not on the basis of actual facts or the evidence that proves it, brothers and sisters. They believe it because they have hope. They just want to believe that things can get better. And they call these people, a great book calls these people fools. Yes, brothers and sisters. They believe the deceptions because they believe in their own personal feelings and their ideologies. Right there, brothers and sisters. Not realizing that reality can put them in a check. Okay, so you have the compulsive believers. On the other hand, brothers and sisters, they are the ones you should be terrified. You know why? And it continues, believers are the liars. The liars enablers. That's true. Very important point. Something popped up in my mind right there. Compulsive believers, on the other hand, they should be the one you should be terrified of. You know why? Because when they believe the lies that are perpetrated against them, and they have hope, brothers and sisters, and they are the ones that can help influence the decisions that are made in the country or in your vicinity, brothers and sisters, you know what's going to happen? You will also pay the price, especially if these compulsive believers are in the majority. It doesn't seem like people want to use critical thinking anymore. They just want to go on the basis of their feelings. I feel this and I feel that, so I go in this way. Brothers and sisters, our feelings do not change reality. It does not manipulate reality. It does absolutely nothing. This is one of the greatest tricks, especially when it comes down to leaders of society. They are based on the trickery of manipulation. Yes, brothers and sisters, they are based in manipulating the people by telling them nice, comfortable lies. Sounds like what Beelzebub himself does do. Tell the people nice, comfortable lies. Oh, you shall not surely die. Comfortable lies. Well, they dead long time ago. Oh, they dead. Long time, brothers and sisters. So it is very important right there. Let me read this again so individuals don't get it twisted. Compulsive liars shouldn't frighten you. Why? They can do no harm, brothers and sisters, or they can do harm to no one if no one listens to them. The problem here is when compulsive believers, on the other hand, they are the ones that should terrify you right there. Believers are the liars enablers. Brothers and sisters, if there were more people focused on reality and what reality actually brings for the people, they would say, hey, what he's saying there doesn't make sense, no? And of course, with that said, guys, this is why I bring you this here video. Sometimes, brothers and sisters, people send me things and they just go in hand there. This is the Prime Minister right there. We know the Prime Minister tends to lie. He lies, brothers and sisters. Obviously, he lies. I'm saying it on the record. He lies, brothers and sisters. He likes to lie, but then makes his followers believe that he's telling them the truth, even though there is no literal no evidence of it at all, brothers and sisters. This is one of the reasons why I tell people, when the Prime Minister says things, I will not believe nothing until I see it with my eyes. You talk about the airport? Well, sorry, I lie, brother. I lied to you. I just lied to you, brothers and sisters. It's not when I see it with my eyes. I have to touch it with my bare hand. Now, if I were to lose two of my hands, brothers and sisters, and I cannot touch it, even though I'm walking on it, I not believe in it, because that is what Skerrit see. That is to tell you how bad it is. Anyways, let us get into these vibrations right there. I'm going to break this down for you guys. The video is a little blurry, but we can hear.
Christmas time, you see, Matt, we have to try to change the political culture in the country.
Now, it's very important that Skerrit made this statement. We're trying to change the political culture in this country. And he's basing this on trying to make a unified government where he's in charge, or he might not be the one to stay there, but he'll be the influencer. Can I tell you, like, back in the day, or not back in the day, some of my people, they said they don't want to be in the forefront. They want to be in the background. They want to be calling the shots. Kind of like when you look at Biden and you see what Biden was pushing. The things that he was pushing was based off the people who were the number one and number two contributors of his campaign. Not the people, brothers and sisters, they're doing things for. They're pushing things based off the people who funded them. The background players, all right then, brothers. So maybe that's what he wants to do. But he made an important thing right there. I want to make you guys understand this.
Matt, we have to try to change the political culture in the country.
What is that?
Not because we're on different sides, we cannot meet and talk and exchange ideas, exchange views. I am completely and absolutely open to that. I have been completely and absolutely open to that all my years in government.
That's a lie. First of all, let me bring it for the media. Why don't you allow all the media people to come in? Now, one of the things that the Prime Minister are doing, they say they are going to have press conference, and they have their own selected set of people. I'm going to give a thought process in a moment on a discussion I actually had with one of the individuals who are at this press conference. Anyways, so they don't invite everybody, brothers and sisters, because I actually went and they said my name is not on the list. They actually put my name and they crossed it out. They crossed it out when they went inside because they check any mistakes that come in there. So on the basis of trying to find out real information, real journalists asking real information, that is prevented. So when the Prime Minister wants to come and say as if, oh, they have been open all along and this is what they're doing, that's lie. It's I know it personally, brothers and sisters. I know it personally. Up to now, I remember when the lady told me that they're going to be looking to get people and whatnot. I already know the lady was lying to me. I guess it's a culture of lying right there. That is a political cultural lie. She was already lying to me on that because she never got back to me. She never got back to me. And I met her. I told her. She never got back to me, brothers and sisters. So it's very interesting when it comes down to this situation right there. So when they come in and say, oh, we have been open, to come and talk and this kind of things there. Who you telling that day?
I am completely and absolutely open to
lie.
See? I have been completely and absolutely open to that all my years in government.
So when Lennox them have been making suggestions, this kind of things there, why don't you listen to them? Didn't they tell you about building factories? What? Why? What? Okay.
I believe Mr. Dr. Fontaine may want to meet me, but there are people who do not want who think he should not meet me.
If Dr. Thomson wanted to meet you, he would meet with you, sir. If he wanted to meet with you, he would have met with you. Nobody's preventing the man. Nobody can stop the man from meeting who want to meet. They can advise him and say that doesn't make sense or thing, whatnot. But on the basis, you might come and talk to him and it's just your agenda you're trying to push. The basis of this whole meeting there is for him to push his thing, Now remember, brothers and sisters, when you're saying there's no need for opposition. Remember when he was saying that in Portsmouth? He was saying that in Portsmouth, brothers and sisters. There's no need for opposition and whatever, blah, 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 blah. That was the first time I noticed he giving that indication that he wants a one government. Of course, that aligns with what he normally pushes, the one world order, one new world order, whatever that is right there. So he made that statement right there, brothers and sisters. And on the basis of that statement, we can then conclude, okay, maybe it's just a far-fetched thing he was saying, not a one government. But remember when during the last election, when the main opposition decided that they're not going to be running as a result of the lack of electoral reform, which is of course another important point. We'll get into that right there. He made this statement stating as if God was the one who sent this to him where the opposition was not forming and he could just completely take over. That's one of the things that he was thinking. Then the independent candidates came about and he did not win the seats that he thought he would have had in the bag. Mesami, you can put anybody else there. Once they know it's not Labour they're voting for, you lose in the seat. Marigot and Salisbury. So he thought he had it in the bag, saying as if it was God that sent it to happen, make it that happen. God that made it happen that way. Apparently not, because you did not win all 21 constituencies. So one of his agendas was to definitely try to see if they can make a one world government or one government for Dominica. And they will be the one in charge. This is the statement he's going to be making right there.
And it's unfortunate.
Let me bring it back a little.
I believe Mr. Dr. Fontaine may want to meet me, but there are people in Europe who do not want to figure he should not meet me. And it's unfortunate. How you cannot not want to meet a prime minister of a country?
He just said last week.
Well, the prime minister is corrupt. It's very clear that the prime minister is corrupt. What you meeting with him for? You think somehow he's just going to stop his corrupt ways, his dirty ways? He's just going to, oh, Mr. Alex, just let me stop my dirty ways. Let me stop. You think it's so? I don't think so, no? If the leader is corrupt, brothers and sisters, you don't expect a good outcome from this. Only God can change a man's heart, you know. But then again, sometimes God gives up man's heart to a reprobate mind, you know. The heart of man, brothers and sisters, and God gives you up, that is it for you, eh? It's better. The great book says, it is better that you have never been born. Why are you mad? Anyways, let's bring back a little.
How you cannot not want to meet a prime minister of a country?
He just said last week, and I saw you.
Well, that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. I have reached out to him. No. I have reached out to him. As a matter of fact, when this thing happened in Sudan, I was the first person in the whole world, you know, to send a message to Dr. Thomson for to ensure he's safe.
Let's just say he making jokes. He making jokes. But it seems like he's segued. He segued there. That's something I noticed.
Well, that's what he's saying. I have reached out to him. No. I have reached out to him.
So maybe Thomson say he's been probably trying to reach the prime minister. I don't know if that is the case. And the prime minister doesn't take his call, and then the prime minister wants to say, oh, he then pushes something that obviously he cannot know. Oh, when the thing happened in South Sudan, I was the first one to message him. You know, making joke. He's making joke.
In fact, when this thing happened in Sudan, I was the first person in the whole world, you know, to send a message to Dr. Thomson for to ensure he's safe. And I did it sincerely.
Just say you message him, and you say you first man.
Nobody in Europe did that to the man, you know.
So how you know nobody in Europe messaged him? You have his phone to know who messaged him or not? Now you see what I'm talking about, brothers and sisters? Compulsive liars. They don't even know they're lying. They don't even know if they're lying. It's so natural to them. They're just lying. It's like they don't know truth. They don't know what the truth is anymore. Look at what the man's saying.
Nobody in Europe did that to the man, you know.
Nobody in UWP did that to the man. See, you just coming to make up story. So whatever the prime minister says after this, you want to believe it, really?
You see what I'm saying? And so I'm prepared to engage. If you have ideas and views, fine. What the leadership of the Europe must understand, that they cannot beat labor.
Well, if you're running corruption, it's supposed to be free and fair elections. What about the electoral reform? Weren't you the ones that tell people you're going to be giving them free and fair elections? Electoral reform? Sorry, not... That's a lie. Well, maybe he said that, I'm not sure. But he said electoral reform before the 2020 elections. Then after the 2020 elections, 2020 or 2019, whichever, brothers and sisters, he stated that he's going to be giving the people, electoral reform. That did not happen. He then stated, okay, a year after, within a year's time, they'll get electoral reform. That did not happen. Apparently, when the Byron fella sent the message using the same channels that they communicate, he apparently did not see it a whole month after. No, that is, boy, what more proof you need of lying now? What more proof you need of lying, brothers and sisters? Anyways, he stated that he did not see anything. He told the people that a year later he will give them electoral reform. That did not happen. They called elections in 2022. They called elections in 2022 without electoral reform. We're still in the same predicament today. And you think whatever the Prime Minister is saying there does make sense or add up to any form of reality,
Labour is still the best choice.
Labour is still the best choice. And the few people clapping there as if well, let's see if Labour is the best choice, brothers and sisters. St. Kitts, January 1st, 2024, the minimum wage will be moved from $9 per hour or $360 per week to $10.75 per hour or $430 per week. That is $430 per week. Brothers and sisters, in 2 weeks, St. Kitts makes more than a good portion of people in Dominica. In 2 weeks, what they making in 1 month. Antigua, January 1st, 2024. And by the way, I think they're going to be increasing this to $500 in 2025. Somebody actually broke the song down for me saying, oh, 430. But in 2025, January 1st, 2020, oh no, somewhere in 2025, they're going to be bringing this up to $500 per week, brothers and sisters. Antigua and Barbuda, January 1st, 2024, a substantial 14% salary increase for all public sector workers right there, 14%. Grenada, January 1st, the minimum salary or wage to any working person, will be no less than $1,200 per month. So if you're a janitor, minimum $1,200. If you're an NEP worker, they do that in Grenada, but if you're an NEP worker, your minimum will be $1,200. I think the minimum in Dominica is $700, brothers and sisters. So that is almost half. Almost half, brothers and sisters. 700, half of 1,200 is $600, brothers and sisters. Making $700 per month. All right then. A lot of people are making this. All right then. So no less than $60 per day. Anguilla is stating January 1st, 2024, the establishment of national minimum wage will go up to a historic $16.20 EC, or 6 US per hour right there. So the minimum, brothers and sisters, minimum wage will be $16.20. Yes, although I found out that bread is $3.50 in Anguilla. That was kind of crazy right there. But the standard, it equates, brothers and sisters, making $16.20. You're getting a few $1,000s at the end of the month right there. St. Vincent and the Grenadines salary increased 2.5% from January 1st, 2023 to December, 2.2% from January 1st, 2024. So that's in total 4.5. And then in January 2025, it's going to go up to 2.5. So a grand total of what? 7% from that time. Now, brothers and sisters, one of the things I have to understand in that is Little St. Vincent and the Grenadines. By the way, Little St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they're already doing pretty good when it comes on to this situation. But when it comes on to this, let me just continue right there. September 30th, 2023, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit and Cabinet, 30% salary increase. Public officers, 0%. Right there. All I must put in reference that there was a 6% increase that was given to a number of individuals right there. 6%, brothers and sisters. 6 to 13%. Right there were given to a number of individuals, not the minimum. Okay? Now, let me put something in perspective to individuals out there. If your salary is $1,000, right? Your salary is $1,000. And you used to buy bread for 50 cents. Now bread is costing $2.50. Your salary is still $1,000. So years later, let's say 10 years later, bread 10 years prior was 50 cents. 10 years later is 250. Your salary from 10 years before was 1,000. Your salary is 10 years later is 1,000. So the government decided, you know what, guys, let me give you a 6% increase. 6% increase is $60. So you get $60 during that time when inflation went up. By how much? 3 times. No, 3 times? What? 5 times the amount, brothers and sisters. So your salary by then should have been like $5,000. Your salary should be $5,000 10 years later. But, you know, your salary is $1,060. All you understand what I tell you? Anyways, let's continue.
Let us forget this political machinations and so on. And let us have a government of national unity. I can give them 2 seats or 3 seats in anything.
It's interesting that he's saying that he can give them. Don't the people have to vote for who they want to come there? How are you going to give people 2 or 3 seats as if it's your parliament? That's the people's parliament. How are you saying publicly that you're going to give them 2 or 3 seats as if it is your duty or your ability to do so? It is not your duty or ability to do so. It's the people that then have to vote for who they want to put there. Are you saying that you're going to give them 2 or 3 seats? So guys, you pretty much understand what I'm saying right there. He wants to be the main person, but he doesn't want any opposition. If there's no opposition, pretty much what he stated back in the day. Remember, he said, hey, there should be no opposition. There's no need for opposition. Right? He stated that. Boom. Years later, he come back and say what? That God give him a chance for him to take all 21 seats. That never happened. Apparently, God don't listen to you. So we come back again now to play the nice one. To play the nice, little friend. Best all of us come together, unify. So we'll just be on one government. Not true? One government. I'll be in charge. I'll be in charge to call the shots. And then if you don't do what I do, I fire you. Even though his people don't doing what. Boy, that is something else. The man people not doing what he said that he'll fire them for. They're not doing it. People complaining. He still will fire them. And the reason, brothers and sisters, don't get me wrong, he cannot fire them, But since he's the one who put them there, not the people through delegates. We'll talk about delegates. We'll get into something in a while, brothers and sisters. Since he's not delegates that put the people there, he that put them there for the people to vote for, then I think he would be able to have the ability to fire them. Not constitutionally, but you get my drift right there. Anyways, guys, let's continue.
You know what I'm saying? There's one party, one elections, one.
You see? It's for the New World Order. One party, one election. Let's just give up, everybody. Just give up and come and join me. Come and join me, man. I don't need opposition.
One national party. This thing about divisiveness and so on. How you want to label?
So just join the corruption. That is what he's saying.
How? When? How? You can't know. So if you can't, this is the old saying, Matt. If you can't beat them, you join them.
Only Satan does say the same. You can't beat Satan, join him. Not true? You don't join Satan, brothers and sisters. You fight till the death. That's what you do. You fight till the death. If people like Nelson Mandela decided, hey, let me just join it. Let me just join, leave them people alone and let them people. There will still be apartheid, whatever they call it, brothers and sisters. There will still be that going on in Africa today. If the leaders who saw different things happen in the communities did not say anything about it, that's what apparently the Prime Minister wants. Don't say anything, just let things happen. Nothing happening for the people, but just let things happen. Let monies disappear and let's spend money anywhere, and I can make you millionaires, I can make you things. Taking the people's money to pimp them so they can be the servants when they are the ones, the leaders at the top, who are supposed to be the servants of the people. The government is the servant of the people, but instead it looks like the opposite. when the government can increase their salaries and not give increase, or if barely increase of anything to a few people in Dominica. That is truly something. And by the way, guys, minimum wage increased, in Dominica. Yeah, minimum wage increased the other day, and it's one of the lowest. Still the lowest, brothers and sisters. As I tell you, like I said before, if you used to buy bread 10 years ago for 50 cents and your salary was $1,000, and 10 years later you buying bread for $2.50 and your salary is now $1,060, your salary should be increased by $4,000. In other words, your salary should, some of you mathematics, your salary should be $5,000 10 years later to equate to the 50 cents, $2.50 for the bread. I don't think people understand. That's what inflation, that's the same thing on the bank. Or you put in all your money in the bank for your bank to make 2%, and next thing you see your money going up, your money going up, 10 years, your money go by $150. Let's say your money go by $150. Say, what by my money increasing? Not realizing that inflation is the invisible factor you're not seeing. Because even though 10 years later you have $1,150, the value of that $1,150 is probably worth $800. Because there's inflation, there's the invisible factor that people are not seeing. No rich person does leave their money in the bank. That's foolish, brothers and sisters. Nobody does this. They make their money turn. That's how you make it in this world, brothers and sisters. Anyways, talking about delegation. There was a bit of an interesting thing in the United Workers' Party delegation right there. Let's get into it.
That was me in the last year. And at the end of the meeting, the new president takes over the agenda. Alright? The political leader just took the microphone and basically closed the meeting, and then the president Baptist came and he made his comment about unity and so on and so on. Yeah. We have put on
So apparently the new political leader from Lennox, what Lennox is saying, apparently disrespected the presidency of it. I'm guessing that he's speaking about who's the chairman of the delegates meeting that they're having right there. Of course, they had the new elections for which Thomson Fontaine emerged political leader once again, and he emerged the new president. So he was the former president, delegates, new president, so he retained the presidency title. And on the basis of him being the chairman of the meeting, he pretty much started the meeting, and apparently, I guess from his understanding right there, Thomson apparently ended the meeting when, truth and in fact, it was he who was supposed to actually end the meeting. But since the Thomson won, I guess they gave him the mic, and as a result of that, something escalated in between, having some difficulties right there.
The authority of the outgoing and incoming president.
Himself is talking about.
But we're talking about unity.
I'm not saying sorry, Mr. President.
So Thomson is then saying sorry, Mr. President, for doing that, for closing the meeting when he was not the one who should have closed the meeting. He should be the president. And as a result, Lennox took that as a level of disrespect. I don't think this is an escalated matter, brothers and sisters. I mean, you can clearly see it's not that he really just wanted to be, I become political leader, I can then shut down the meeting. I don't think that was the case right there. I thought, from my understanding, he most likely thought, hey, I became the leader again, and as a leader, I gave my speech and whatnot, and I think I should close it off right there. Maybe he didn't know the protocol of this thing. He just thought maybe he was the one who should close it, and as a result of this, this escalated in that regard right there. But people are blowing this out of proportion, guys. It's just a misunderstanding that took place right there. He closed the meeting. He should not close the meeting. Lennox should be the one to close the meeting, the president. Or whoever the president would have been. Let's say it was Danny Luque that was became the new president. It would be Danny Luque who closed the meeting. I guess maybe there was a lapse in the understanding of this, and then see, people are just blowing things out of proportion. Make it make sense, brothers and sisters. What do you think could have happened in that regard? Thomson probably made a lapse in judgment when he thought he would have been the one to close it. That was not the case. That's why he even apologized.
And the authority of the outgoing and incoming president. But we're talking about unity.
I'm not saying one. I'm not saying I'm sorry, Mr. President.
Okay, so as far as
And Ronald is the new deputy leader, I think. So
you didn't see an agenda, but the agenda was under the control of the president.
So there Lennox is saying that he did not see the agenda.
So as far as you didn't see an agenda, but the agenda was under the control of the president for the entire afternoon. And then once we have elected leaders now, elected the executive, somebody else takes over. I'm just making the observation to say we need to be truthful and honest in our representation statement. I myself, as a new president, there's a lot I have to consider.
Yes, guys. So you pretty much get the point right there in that regard. I don't think this was a whole hoopla. You know, a hoopla. He closed the meeting. He shouldn't have. Lennox says like, no, that's not what it should be. That's a level of, you know, feeling a little disrespected by that, which is warranted. But this is not anything that should be, oh my God, look at that. No, brothers and sisters, are you getting carried away too much? Also, guys, and this could just be me, but I think that there's a level of frustration on the basis of Lennox. And if I was Lennox, that's what I would be thinking, on the basis that the political leader gets to go overseas. And although they are not the running opposition in parliament, which would make a level of sense, hey, we don't know running opposition. But if you're trying to build back the party on the basis, I think that the political leader of the United Workers' Party should be in Dominica, and he should be, you know, trying to make things happen. But I understand that he may have his family and all those kind of things there, and he needs to do his work overseas. So it's an interesting conundrum. But keep in mind, guys, these individuals, the United Workers' Party, are still the ones voting for the political leader. And if they think, hey, Thomson, yes, we know he goes overseas and whatnot, and it's accepted, and the majority say, okay, we want him to be the political leader, then sure, that's democracy, brothers and sisters. You might not agree with it, but based off what is being pushed, that is democracy. That's a democratic process. I don't see these things happening in the Labour Party. You just say, okay, I put this person, come and vote for that person. That's it. That's what seems to happen on the DLP side. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there could be a level of frustration when it comes down to that, and maybe Lennox might be feeling a little frustrated as a result of this and his involvement as president and so forth and so forth. And then when Thomson did this, maybe Thomson, you know, innocent, doesn't know, you know, didn't follow the agenda and thought, hey, I won, so maybe I should give the speech and then close. And that's probably what happened as a result of this. So this is the only thing I would think. I personally think that the political leader should be in Dominica, but they are not the running opposition in parliament. But if you're trying to revamp the party and bring things and make sure, hey guys, come together, you would definitely need to be there, unless you have there's a delegate out there to actually push and do these things while you go over there and do your stuff for your family. Because hey, let's keep it real, guys. Let's keep it real. You know, things happen, and he was always, you know, was outside and so forth and so forth. But he definitely has a major role to play when it comes down to economics. So I personally would side with Thomson being the one who's a political leader. But if they're having the delegates every year, it seems, from my understanding, every 2 years, whichever it is, guys, I think Lennox should be the one to take the political leader standing, and as a result, take the political standing, and then later on be advised by Thomson. That's just me on the basis of that, because, I mean, they're a team. The political leader should not be outside. What are your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts on this right there? I think where we should really focus on, brothers and sisters, is these things there. That guy. He's the one screwing up the country and telling people, hey, let's come together, let's all come together under one government to further screw up the country. Without opposition. Brothers and sisters, the opposition is liable to the people to hold the government accountable to the things that they have stated that will be doing for the people. This is why you have all this kind of constitution and different agreements or level of bodies when it comes down to the United States, because they know the government can get corrupt. That's one of the things that definitely try to protect. Apparently, we didn't do a good job. The founders, not the founders, the people who got the independence for Dominica apparently didn't do a good job in the constitution to prevent these things from happening. We should have said, okay, you can only serve for 2 terms. The man already is 4 for 5th term. Who knows? But brothers and sisters, where there's corruption, there will be people, there will be no success, there will be no forward motion. The only forward motion that people will get is those that are at the top, making the people their servants. They're making the people their servants, you know. You know that? When I explained the Thomson and the bread for 50 cents, 10 years later, 250, all you do, boy, if you don't understand that well, I don't think you'll ever understand that, eh? No, Skerrit can do whatever as he pleases, you know. That is allowed by the people. The people not standing up against this. Skerrit, if I Skerrit, well, I wouldn't do this. I know that crazy. I wouldn't do that. It wouldn't sit my conscience. My own personal convictions, brothers and sisters, I wouldn't be able to do that. But the people are allowing him to have the ability to do these things to them. Therefore, within his own personal convictions, he feels like he can do whatever he wants. When you come in front press conference and telling the people that, hey, we should just come and I can give you 2 seats. Not the people that can give him 2 seats, you know. Put them in parliament to give them 2 seats. He say, I can give you 2 seats, as if his own not there. Brothers and sisters, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on this whole situation right there? These are just my thoughts. What are your thoughts on this? What do you have to say? What are your thoughts on what Lennox had to say? What are your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts on this as well? But it's very interesting that the evidence is very clear. The evidence is very, very clear. Very clear. But who am I? who is Mr. Alex? No? I'm just a guy who knows things. That's just me. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts. If you understand this video, give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notification so you can get all the videos as they come through. With that said, right there, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, guys, be real, be positive, and definitely don't forget, guys, to check out the different links in the first comment in the comment box below as well. I'll see you guys in the next one.